Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are here and it's the last video of Epiccw's Most Wild April 23. And to end Premiere Project 10, we kind of wanted to just discuss some of the things that we felt was good about it, we felt like we could improve on, and also for the first time give a preview of what Premiere Project 11 is, which we haven't revealed anything about Premiere Project 11 besides it's later in the year. So look forward to that at the end of the video. So Premiere Project 10 basically was supposed to be in June, but because of our upcoming project, we moved it to April. So it was a little bit of a unexpected project to jump into. But I felt overall it was a fun time. I enjoyed it. I felt like doing 2 videos a day was interesting. What was your thought on 2 videos a day?
I actually liked it. As a watcher of the channel myself, when it's not my own content that I'm making, it is nice to kind of get more than 1 video in a day. That might just be my preference, but I did like seeing a couple of different shorts come out for different things, and I also like seeing just more videos.
Okay. I felt like more videos was interesting to do. I think that the first time I've done 2 a day. I mean, we had 2 a day back in like 2017, I think it was, when we were like
back in 2013.
Well, on like a basis of knowing what I was doing. I think we did it in 2017 for a while. One of those things that I don't mind it, but it's a lot to do when you have, not the most time to make all the content, right? Because when we expanded to 2 a day for April, we had just gotten to a point where you were doing more content, right? So you were jumping into doing 2 videos, but 2 GTA videos. So I was like, okay, that's 4 videos. I got to do, 3. But then when we get into doing that, it basically just jumped up what I had to do. So it's kind of interesting to see that balance of it. I mean, obviously we had done a decent amount in March from when you had your kind of introduction to the channel. We had a bunch of the Beyblade content. When I say introduction to the channel, I mean like doing your own content, producing all yourself, obviously. Been here since 2012. But in a more creative role, I should say. So I mean, that was very interesting to see how it went this month. I mean, I'm interested to see what happens in May when we do go back to 1 a day. I think that some of the days we may put out a lot of content and the algorithm doesn't know what the hell to do with it. So I do think that's hurt some of the days. So there's also that balance to it for how much content are you putting out. Because you gotta think, we put out 2 videos, most videos produce a short. Something like the race playlist and Racing Masters, that would double it up. So lots of days we were getting 4 shorts. So it was a lot of content from that standpoint. We did introduce some new series and sub-series to it. First series, we had my Racing Debrief series, which I really enjoy doing that series. Something that I like to do is just talk about racing in general. Give a dive into that and discuss it. I mean, that's can be an easily a 30-minute video. So that's definitely a fun one to do. My other video series, we had Let Him Cook. That started. That was fun to do, work on doing. Thinking of what's a good recipe. Basically making dinner for that night. A lot of his food lasted a few days. And seeing, making it an element of having meat and vegetables in both part of it. And also trying to balance something that my parents also like to eat, because I made it for all of us to eat. So that was a very interesting part of that. But now we come to you for your series, your Beyblade content. Obviously, you jump more into that. It's not necessarily noticeable yet because we've done a bunch of Beyblade content the whole time, so it's not really noticeable your individual day. But you did do one every Tuesday, so why don't you touch on that a little bit for us?
Yeah, the Beyblade content that I've been putting out. Well, let's back it up just a little bit. I decided to do a Beyblade, or I guess proceed in doing Beyblade videos throughout April when they announced Generation X to I'm gonna plan to do it till June when they actually drop Generation X for Beyblade. And I plan to do either news or review or unboxings of some sort up until um, we have any information that is viable for Beyblade Generation X and until it gets released. So I'm going to kind of carry the Beyblade department for news and information and battles and unboxings and stuff like that, really up until Generation X. And then I feel like we'll see Curtis getting into it a little bit more with his unboxings and talking about his Beyblades. Then I also had a mini series that kind of is developing into its own series. We have the TRX4 Trailblaze, which is just taking the TRX4 tracks out on a hiking trail or a beachfront or whatever. It's just going out in the wilderness and driving the RC cars. I've got an onboard camera that I can record on the top of the truck, so I've been doing that, and it seems like a lot of you like it, so I'm gonna keep doing that series, not as frequently, but every so often if I need an RC video that's, you know, that we need as a filler slot or something like that, or if I actually know a good location to hike, then we'll go and throw that in there for the month. But that was really the content that I had to post that I worked on this month. More coming. We also had some RC stuff unrelated to the TRX4. We had Hot Wheels unboxings, RC unboxings. We're doing one of those. I already did one of those. That's coming up on the channel. Should have been last week or something like that.
Last Saturday, yeah, because the day before would have been our driving around the park one.
And so I had that last Saturday, and I plan to do another Hot Wheels RC unboxing for the month of May. So definitely look out for that. And yeah, it's been fun. I've honestly had a good time making content for the month of April for the premiere project, and I hope to continue doing it.
And speaking on your Trailblaze video, you know, there is that coming out in May. There is the other one, you know, driving that around the park, driving it on the beach, like that's going to be a cool one. So there will be more of those. I mean, we have another one planned that we're going to do that we were going to do in April that didn't happen. So at least we know there's 2 more of those, but I'm sure you can come up with some other ideas.
Yeah.
They've definitely been interesting. Again, like you said, they did well. Other things, obviously, we did Race Plus and Racing Masters. We continued, and always tend to be fun to do. So those will continue being our main series for content. So overall, we think it went well. But what is something that you think we could have done better for the month?
Probably have planned out the last week a little bit better. I mean, I know we couldn't have done anything about it, but having a plan kind of earlier, and that was partially on me for not having the times when, you know, you checked it out. But again, that kind of leads up into our schedule of having conflicted times, and I think that really we should just, if we see an opportunity, take it for when we can get together and record. So let's say next month was the premiere project. We really just like try and fit it in whenever we can to hang out, have those ideas solidified from the start, and then just whenever we can do it, kind of fit that there. I don't know if that would work your scheduling. Kind of mess that
I
up.
can just take whatever day off I need, dude. I don't give a shit.
That's really the only thing I saw, is just having the day properly.
I think that was one of the things, because we didn't get to record until you know, the end of almost the last week. So we kind of just said, okay, all of our content that we made is just crammed in that last week. Plus, staying in my brother's apartment threw a little bit of a interesting twist into that as well for things that we weren't necessarily planning on doing. But I mean, that was definitely a fun element to really have in this month. But yeah, I think planning overall better. I mean, I think that we got to potentially discuss, hey, this day, let's do something and let's agree to take this day off. Because I mean, you could take days off a few weeks in advance.
Yeah.
I could take them off, and I got days off through the whole year that I've requested. So I mean, it's not difficult. Basically, there's like 1 month in the summer that they don't really let you do it.
Yeah.
Which is like, I think June or something. I requested one day and they're like, yeah, sorry, you can't in this time period. But I mean, that'd be like you saying, oh, I'm going to take 2 days before Christmas off. You know, your job is sort of.
Or if you don't celebrate Christmas.
Okay, but let's not get into that. What I'm saying is, if at your work you took 2 days off before Christmas,
Yeah.
that probably wouldn't be something they'd allow.
Yeah.
They needed everybody there. So it's the same for, you know, me. They needed everybody there in June. So you can't just be like, you know what? Nah, let me take these days off. So, I mean, outside of that, though, I mean, we definitely should consider that as an option, because I agree with the scheduling, planning part of it. Waiting for our schedules to align up with a day off isn't necessarily the smartest move.
Yeah.
So I definitely think saying 1 day each month, let's take it off, if possible. So yeah, that's the thing I think to improve, especially going into our next project, Premiere Project 11. Which, let's think of how much we want to reveal in this. Premiere Project 11 is going to be in August and September. It's going to be a 2-month project. It's going to be car themed. And it's going to be every single day of those months.
Wow, so much information.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the exact same information we got for April.
Mm-hmm. But, of course, we don't have a name for it. We don't have any of the ideas. We got an interesting scheduling layout. We've been going over, you know, how we're going to lay out videos, some of our biggest content, how we're going to work that into the month, balancing what content we make. So, again, there's more information to it. Obviously, we know the details about scheduling. But yeah, look forward to that. More videos probably together as well. So, some awesome things in there. So, that's that though.
Yeah.
So again, that's why we pushed this Premiere Project to April. Obviously, the last 2 years, I said it was while June was a thing, but we pushed forward 2 months to April really to get Premiere Project 11 worked on, because it's gonna take a lot of time to get, especially the videos of it together, while also trying to balance content that we want to put out in May, and June, and July. So balancing both of those things is gonna be fun, because obviously we can't do like we did today, where we spent from 10 o'clock to now 6 o'clock to cram in as much content as possible. So we can't be doing that for that project.
Yeah.
So that ties into your scheduling part of it, ensuring that we have enough time leading in to April 1st to launch that series. So
August 1st?
What did I say?
April 1st.
Talking about April for the last year. August.
Just telling a funny April Fool's joke.
Yeah. August 1st, we've got to be prepared to just dive into that, launch it. So, yeah. Probably have more information on that. Say July. We'll announce the name of it, scheduling for it, but there's a little bit of a preview, so it's out there. So, that's the end of Epiccw's Most Wild April. Hope you guys enjoyed. Glad you participated in it. It was pretty fun. And
expect big things in the future.
Big things, whether it's just regular content, but especially that Premiere Project, that's going to be awesome. Either way, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.